Okay, so I have already had so many people on our team so excited to hear from Emily Roberts. I know I was following her years and years before I knew her, but I'm just so grateful for her friendship. Emily, I shared a little bit about how talking to you the 1 year in Mayakoba prepared me for what I went through a few months later. And now we get on her open coaching calls on Fridays, which are amazing. If you guys haven't joined one of those, you'll be blown away this Friday. But without further ado, Emily is just one of the most badass, amazing women in our company.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, are you awake? I'm loud. I'm a high energy person. I'm a mom of three, and I'm about to tell y'all a story that you are never going to forget. And I love that Noelle loves my Sterling as much as I do, because that's the story I want to start you off with. So I've been with Plexus since 2014. I'm a Diamond Senior Gold Ambassador. My husband's an Emerald Ambassador. And we run all three accounts. Like, it's wild. And we got three kids in four different sports. And one of them being Sterling. He's 9 years old and he plays select baseball. Any select sport parents. I heard Corey talking about his son on the field and like people yelling at you and telling you, select baseball is very similar to that, except your kids are 9. So it's a little wild. And Sterling is a really rough time. Has anybody ever thought you were going to be great at something and then you go to do it and you're like, huh, that didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to be? Or maybe you had a thought that Plexus was going to be an entirely different type of business, and then you get here and you're like, oh, not everybody wants to do this. Interesting, right? Like you just have these thoughts and then your expectations are a little different, right? So my son is 9. He started select baseball over the summer. He had to try out to be on this team. He was already a nervous wreck. And so for the last 3 months, I've heard 3 things in my household. Tears, because it's hard. 2, the second thing is, I don't want to do this, Mom. I don't want to do this. I can't do this, Mom, which that's like the F word in my house. We don't say I can't. My favorite F word is figure outable, because everything is figure outable. Some of you have been at some low points in your life. And now when you look back, do you not agree that everything is figure outable? That's how I feel about my life. I come from nothing and here we are now. And so it's just pretty remarkable. So when my kids say I can't, I'm like, compared to what? Like, what do you mean you can't, right? And then, yes, Corey, faith. That is a good one. And then lastly, the last thing that my son says is maybe I should just quit. That is not an option in my house, okay? Unless you are completely injured or something terrible happened, like we just don't quit. We finish what we start. As a Roberts family, that's what we say. So here's what happened. Because as a mom, I couldn't fix it for him. How many of you are placed in your business where you feel stuck, you want to quit, you want to give up, you don't feel like it's figure outable? Maybe you've cried about your business in the last 3 months, okay? I promise the story about my son is going to make a difference for you. So that's how Sterling was feeling. Okay. My husband probably felt worse than I did because he played baseball growing up, and he was thinking to himself, like, what am I not, why can't I coach him? Why can't I motivate him? Why can't I inspire him? How many of you are leaders, have a team, you're a silver and above, and you're thinking to yourself, why can't I just get them to see the vision? Why can't I get them to just make the post, right? Have you ever had those thoughts? So my husband is like, what am I not doing right to make sure that he's the greatest, right? Because you have so much pride for your children, but you have to let them figure it out. So on Tuesday of last week, my son literally said, Mom, I want to quit. Please don't make me go to practice. Please don't make me go to practice. We said, nope, we've already paid our dues. You're going, like, you're going to be all right. He's also the new kid, so he knows no one. None of them live in our town or go to our school. He goes to a private school, so he's like, I don't know anybody. So there's a lot of fear. Any of you have a lot of fear in your business? Okay. And then lastly, on Thursday of last week, Scott tells me he has to pay per the minute for some amazing batting coach. And I don't know about your husband, but mine's real frugal. It doesn't matter if you are diamond, emerald, double diamond, all husbands are frugal. Okay. It is what it is. I'm thankful for that, man. So anyways, he gets there and he calls me. He's like, well, he's just going to go to this little batting class. I have $38 in cash on me. So he's going to go bat with this guy for $38. Okay. That's all the cash my husband had in his wallet. So Sterling goes into this class, and the first 12 balls that he does with this coach, he hits into the ground, he strikes out, and the coach doesn't react, doesn't call him names, doesn't like nothing. He just walks up to my son, adjusts his hand, adjusts his body, adjusts his face, grabs him by the face and says, son, I'm not your daddy, but I want you to know something. You got this. Take a deep breath. You can do it. And he steps back after the 3 little adjustments, really technically 1 big adjustment, steps back out of the batting cage. The next 28 balls that my son hit would have been grand slams if he would have been on the baseball field. So the moral of this story is sometimes it's just that next message, that next Zoom call, that next product, that next person, that next training, the next diamond dock, the next pair of pants that you put on and you can't believe they fit again, that next gym workout, that next church service, whatever it looks like in your life. Sometimes it's just one more try. I can't even begin to imagine what difference would have been made for the girl that signed me up, who is an introvert and did not want to reach out to me. And she reached out to me one more time. And I finally was like, actually, send me your link, because I was very skeptical for 18 months. I didn't want to do Plexus. I had done network marketing before. I was in a makeup company. I was in qualification for my Cadillac, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I did well, but I didn't make a profit. In Plexus, I immediately had made an ROI within my first 3 months of joining. I literally thought what I was doing was like illegal, and I could call Plexus. They would send us paper checks. I would call them. They were probably like, here, that girl's calling back. And like, and I'd be like, listen, so my paychecks are getting bigger, but I don't really feel like I'm doing anything different. And is this right? Are you sure? Which do I deposit these? I'm not kidding. I would call in because I was just blown away that me standing in faith and courage and just sharing about me being a mom, and I was sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, what it was doing for my life and my health, right? But when I think of Sterling and I think of his story of, you know, defeat to triumph, just being 9, the impact of not allowing his mindset ruin his success rate. Because in this business, it is 80% mindset and it is 20%. Wait, no, hold on. 80% mindset, 20% skill set. Oh my gosh, I just got off another Zoom and I'm getting all my words mixed up. But anyways, yes, 80% mindset. So of course you feel fearful. Of course you feel stuck, because if you are not working on your mindset, you're not in action. And when you're not in action, yeah, you're stuck. And so some things that we celebrate on my team that I want to encourage your team to do is Go for No. Yes, the Go for No book is very helpful. It's a great resource in this business, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about doing the work, or what I like to do. Ready for this? I clap at my team and they laugh at me, but I'm like, do your job. That's what I say to my team. Just like any of you in corporate America, anybody, I came from corporate America. When I quit network marketing the first time, I went into corporate America for 7 years. I worked for a financial advisor. I did not get paid if I did not clock in. Anybody? You do not get paid if you do not clock in, but also you have to clock out. Some of you have spouses that don't like Plexus or don't understand Plexus because you're working at the table, you're working in the couch, you're working in the car, the baseball fields, and the grocery. And like, I believe in filling in the nooks and crannies of your business, but not working all day long. We preach that we are creating freedoms for our life, but you're filing for divorce at lunchtime because your husband doesn't understand because you are giving your business more attention than him. You got to clock in and clock out. Allow your brain to rest. Celebrate your successes, right? Maybe that's getting 2 no's and 1 yes. Maybe that's just not getting the thumbs up in Messenger, which I call it the middle finger of Messenger when people thumbs up you, right? And so when that happens, you celebrate the no's just as much as the yeses, because you're doing your job, okay? And I only clap because half the time at this point, people are sleeping on the Zoom and I'm like, wake up. So do your job. Our job in Plexus worldwide is to spread health and happiness awareness. Hey, how are you feeling? Did you know that that's not normal? One of my favorite things, and you see them on Instagram and Facebook stories all the time, those little graphics that talk about gut health and not feeling good or not feeling right. You know what I'm talking about? You're bloated and digestive issues and blah, 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 all the things. You know what I'm talking about? Those little lists of gut, like poor gut health. I use that as a questionnaire. So when I make a reel or a post and it alludes to, you probably need to focus on the BIG, which is blood sugars, inflammation, and gut health. And people are like, hey, I want info. Well, I'm like, yo, Whitney, which of these can you check off? And I'll send that little graphic. And then it allows me a place to kind of, okay, do they need weight loss? Do they need gut health? And then immediately I'm like, well, can you get it on the phone? Can you get on the phone? Because I know it's 2023 and it's so weird to call people, but when you get them on the phone, guess what happens? they are more likely to say yes to the opportunity and the products versus in Messenger or a text, because it's easy to ghost people in a text. How many of you have ghosted at least one person this week already? Yep. That mom that like invited you to her kid's birthday and you're like, oh, we are not going to Chuck E. Cheese. No, ma'am. Right? We do it too. Just as much as we get ghosted, we doing it to people too. So here's the thing. When you are going for the no, celebrate it. So what I like to do in my chats, my business building chats, so like all 27 of you could get into a chat right now. Cheer each other on to Punta Cana, right? Maybe you're hosting a weekly event, like a 15-minute messenger event, or like on Fridays, I do those the opportunity Zooms that you can get on. So what I would do is have an event or something that you are inviting people to, okay? Leaders that are running this chat, there's a beautiful free thing on Google called Wheel Spin. So as people are getting yeses and nos, because we celebrate nos, you're going to put their name into Wheel Spin. And every time you get 20 nos and 10 yeses, you're going to spin the wheel and that person gets a prize, $10 to Amazon, a Plexus t-shirt, Plexus shaker cup, whatever. But let me tell you what, guess what happens when you get into action instead of thinking about all the things you shoulda, coulda, woulda, but now you're just doing it. We're doing our job, right? We're doing our job. We're doing the things. We're getting yeses. We're getting nos. Your leaders are going to celebrate that. And you're getting a prize. Now you have people that are saying yes to the event. You're like, okay, well, the messenger event is Thursday night. The Zoom is Friday, whichever one you want to invite them to. I'm sure Chelsea and Noel have great message examples to send someone when you want to invite them somewhere, right? So you're all in the same chat doing the things. And you're like, my favorite thing in my chats, like when I wake up in the morning, so I don't touch my phone until 10 a.m. And when I do, I sit down, I set a timer for 50 minutes and I clock in. I have a productivity planner. It has my 3 goals for the day and what needs to get done by end of day, the people I need to talk to, the people I need something from. That's it for 50 minutes. My timer is set. And here's the thing, for you, that might look different. I've been doing this for 9.5 years. I can get my ish done in 50 minutes if I sit and I focus on the 3 main things. Notice I did not say create content, tell people happy birthday. Like that's not income producing. Okay. Don't tell your upline I said that, but it's not. You have to get into action and ask. On my team, we call it getting your ask in gear, because you've got to ask people, hey, could you use an extra $300 by next week? I know how to do that. It's completely legal and you're going to feel better. I'm just saying, it's not that hard. We make it hard because we're awkward. And seriously, why are we so weird? But anyways, I'm very serious about this. It's something I'm passionate about because in the beginning, when I first started, people told me no all the time, but I was so excited about how good I thought. I was just like, okay, next. Like I was just literally on to the next person, didn't even blink twice until one person from high school that I literally don't talk to anymore, not married, lives in the same town, at the same job, hanging out with the same people, probably drinking the same beer. That guy didn't go anywhere. But he had the audacity to tell me that what I was doing was ugh. And that, of course, messed with my 80% mindset. Mind you, my skill set was on point because I had like the mindset at the time of a 5-year-old who wanted a cookie before dinner. Mom, can I have a cookie? Mom, can I have a cookie? Mom, can I have a cookie? That's me on Plexus. Like, you want gut health? You want gut health? You want go? Like, I was just going and going and going till that one guy got in my head. And then I kind of stopped. Some of you are like that right now. There's a family member, there's a person that told you no, and you're taking it personally. And you're like, oh, it's not about you. It never was. And if it is about you, they usually tell you like, I do not like you. Do not ask me again. And you know what? There's some people in my life that I just don't want to do business with. Okay. But when it comes to like just asking people, you remove the emotional outcome from it. And that's what I love about the dudes in this business. Like I love that Dan has created an environment where men want to do Plexus. I think that's great because guys don't care. They're like, you want it or not? Women, could we not try that on for like 50 minutes a day? Do you want gut health or not? Do you want weight loss or not? Do you want to earn $300? Do you want to earn a Punta Cana trip or not? Right. And so it's just it's very simple because sometimes you just make it complicated. Your emotions are attached. But what happens for my corporate Americans when you show up at work and you're going to clock in? What happens if you clock in and you bring all your emotional baggage into work? Does your boss not say, figure it out, go on, get, like, you need to go home, take that. We don't do that here. Like, they literally tell you, like, leave your crap at the door and then come in and you clock in and you do your job, right? I was a server all through college. I loved being a server. I love people. People are crazy. And like, you worked for your tips. And I knew that I was on point, and I was like, oh, I got you extra ranch, or, I would refill before they'd ask me. Like, I was on it. But then there were the days that me and the boyfriend would break up or something stupid would happen, college drama. And I would bring it into work with me and I would forget the ranch and not check on the refills. And my tip dwindled. Some of you are doing that in your business right now. You're just not fully committed to the time when you clock in. So what I like to do is I call it a brain dump. I keep a notebook. It's actually right here. I keep this on my nightstand, because what happens, the majority of us, we go to bed and we get in bed and we like take our sleep gummy and we're like, oh, I made it. Freaking look at that. 30 minutes early is bedtime. The kids are asleep. The kitchen's clean. Who am I? Feel on top of the world. And you go to put your head on the pillow and then it's like, blah, 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 blah. All the thoughts, all the reminders. Oh, how many? Am I the only one on the planet that does that? My husband's like the worst. He's like, oh, remind me. Oh, I need to. I got to get. And I'm like, bro, we literally just sat down. But it's just how our brain works, right? Because we finally have a moment of stillness where we can remember. So what I did was I got me a fancy little notebook and I write things down. My husband does the notes app on his phone, but I don't put my phone by my nightstand because I would be up all night long. And so my husband does it on the notes of his phone. And then he does do not disturb. He goes to bed. For me, I write it down and I just brain dump. And that could be goals, groceries, ideas, gifts, things that I need to send to people, swag, like all the things that one person I need to follow up with. Like, it's just, honestly, if anybody were ever open my notebook, they'd be like, is she okay? Because there's so many things on that notebook. But it's helped me now when I do my 50 minutes of clocking in and clocking out. I'm getting my work done. I'm doing my job. And I'm doing it well with intention and excitement, because sometimes there's people in this business that aren't feeling the excitement and the momentum. And then you feel like, am I supposed to be stressed out? Am I not supposed to like this? Am I not supposed to be like so stoked right now? And that's not true. Like, I'm like this all the time. Ask Noelle. Like, I don't know how to turn that off. Just like you can find her dancing in a hotel lobby or dancing on the beach or dancing in a hallway. Like, that's what I love about her, is that joy just radiates off of her. And it's contagious, because my son noticed that. Obviously, Noelle's beautiful, and he probably noticed that too, but he's 9 and I don't even want to go there. But he noticed that, and you know what he always says? He goes, is my happy friend here? That's what he always asks me. Is my happy friend here? Or is my happy girlfriend here? And I'm like, Miss Noelle. And he's like, yeah, the one that dances with me. Because she lives life just so fearlessly and just so full of joy. And you want to be a part of that. Imagine just clocking in fearlessly and joyfully and with that attitude of gratitude. Like, I get to offer health and wellness to people. Like, I don't have to sit some of you still work and that's fine, but I work from home. Like, I don't have to sit 4 hours in traffic anymore. When I lived in California, it was like hour and a half to work, 30, 45 minutes to get lunch, an hour and a half back home. I wasted 4 hours a day in traffic is what it felt like for me. And so now I think about the things that this has allowed freedom wise. And so going for no is worth it to me. Like, and in my brain, when people tell me no, I'm like, well, you're dumb. Like, I can't help it. That's just what I think. I'm like, well, you're stupid. But I don't say it. I want to, but I don't. But I'm just like, are you sure? Like, I don't know what to say to him, because I'm like, so here's something. So for those of you that get a lot of no's, here, I want you to borrow this verbiage as I wrap this up. I want you to borrow this verbiage so that you can overcome their objection with intention and a genuine response. So, when I go to message someone about the business, this is how I start it. And there's a book that you can all get. It's called Exactly What to Say by Phil M. Jones. It's $8.99 on Amazon, and there's an Audible. It's really, really short and sweet. Like, look, big words. You can do it. I promise. It's so good.
Emily, that's our book club we're starting next month.
Well, you're going to freaking love it. So, part of his magic words are just tweaking the conversations you're already having. And let me tell you what, right now, my team has a 100% success rate of not only getting people on the phone, but signing them up and fast starting silver in that hour on the phone. It is freaking nuts. We had like 7 fast start silvers in one day. And literally all we did was use this verbiage. It's kind of freaky. Okay. So one of the things that, I just kind of put together between Melissa Eichenhorst training and exactly what to say, and then things that I was already saying to people is this. You can 100% tell me no, comma, but I need you to know what you're saying no to. And then you could say something like, imagine, that's one of his magic words. Imagine yourself in February 2024 in Punta Cana with me with our toes in the sand. I have it mapped out. I know exactly what to do, which, by the way, if you don't know, it's 25 orders, 25 VIP customers, like triplexes, whatever, 25 people. Not only are they going to fast start gold, but they're going to earn Punta Cana. Okay. But that's like, I know exactly what to do. I have it mapped out. Are you open? That's the second magic phrase that Phil uses. Are you open to hearing more? Or are you open-minded to learning more? Because of course they want to be open-minded. They don't want to be closed-minded. Nobody wants to, you know what I mean? Like if somebody would be like, so Emily, how open-minded are you? Obviously I'm a little apprehensive because I'm like, where are they going with this? But at the same time, like, of course I'm open-minded. I'm an open-minded person, right? So these magic words are great. Phil is on Instagram. He is responsive and engages with his Instagram people. And I love that. And he's British and so cute. He's like Harry Potter, and the guy that plays Luke Skywalker had a baby. I don't know. He's so cute. And he was so funny in Mexico. And we really, really enjoyed him. And it's just clever. It's so clever. And it's not manipulative. For those of you that are like, I don't know about this. It's not manipulative. It's just like a genuine question. Like, I'm just really curious if you are open to, and like, anyways, y'all are going to love it. Use that, try that. I can't wait to hear how well your conversations go. I can't wait to hear about all the no's you guys got. You can follow me on social media if you want to, at officially Emily Roberts. I post a lot of mom content. So if you're a mom, you will relate. If you're a dad, I'm just weird and you can laugh at me like my husband laughs at me. So have a great night. That's all I got, unless y'all have any questions.
Emily, I could listen to you talk all day, always. And and I do recommend you guys follow her because you've got to see her reels. They're amazing. Does anyone have any questions? I'm like trying to look on this little phone. Well, we don't want to take up more of your time, but we so appreciate you doing this for us. I just knew you were exactly what our team needed. And I'm so grateful. I want to do all of this stuff you're talking about, the wheel spin, all the things. And I'm excited about exactly what I read that book like 5 times. And I was like, wanted to do this book study forever. And then Chelsea's like, let's do it. I'm like, sweet. So thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Can I say something really quick? Anyone hear me? Okay. Emily, thank you so much for today. I got so much insight and took way too many notes, and I'm literally over here dying. I just followed you like 2 days ago, and then I saw you be on the call tonight, and I was like, thank you, God, for sending me like her and this call and her insight and her wisdom. So thank you. I just wanted to share.
We love you, Marina. I think she already jumped off, so I'm going to tell her you said that because she would love to hear that. Everyone loves to hear when they're acknowledged and celebrated. Does anyone have any more questions for Chelsea? Did everyone hear about what she was saying we're doing on Wednesday? Chelsea, 8 o'clock on Wednesday?
8 o'clock on Wednesday, and come ready with your homework. If you scroll back up all the way to the top of the chat here, the homework is in the chat, but it's also in my team page. And I think all the jewels here are in my team page, so you can snag that if you're on a sideline.
Yeah, team page. Oh, there it is. It is there, guys. Go. I will put it in the team page. I'm sure that the other jewels will do the same.
That's right, Rebecca. I got my lesson plan ready, girl. This was so good. Thank y'all for hopping on. Emily was awesome. Thank you, Noelle, for lining her up tonight.
Well, thank you guys. I just appreciate you guys all being on here. And the more we show up and support people, the more people are going to hear that our team shows up and want to jump on, right? So thank you guys so much. We love you all.
Night, everybody.